What's up? Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy whatever day it is for you. I don't even know what day it is for me. That's just the newborn phase for you. If you are new and you haven't seen my other videos, I recently had two beautiful identical baby girls. Their names are Sienna and Ren, and they are about 6 weeks old now. Before I gave birth, I filmed a video, I'll link it up here somewhere, that showed all the things that I was packing in my hospital bag for delivery. And a lot of you commented on that video asking me to do this video, which is talking about the things that I actually used from the bag that I packed. So I figure if this can help anyone, I definitely want to do it. So the girls just went down for a nap. I wasn't even planning to film this, but I figure I have some time, threw on a baseball cap. We're gonna make this work. Also, as you can see behind me, I have our twin bassinet and my pump, my Hatch sound machine for the babies to sleep. Like, normally when I film videos, I try to clear out space to make the background of where I'm filming a little bit more aesthetic, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just trying to really, offer a window into my life through this season, and in doing that, I'm going to continue to not, change the background of my videos just to film. Like, I want you all to see exactly what's going on in my life, and right now this is what my bedroom looks like. And so I wanted to break it down into 3 sections, talking about what I actually used and would recommend from that video and from what I packed in my hospital bag. The next section is what I did not use and what I wouldn't recommend packing or bringing. And then lastly, things that I wish I used. So things that I maybe used when I got home from the hospital, or in retrospect, wished that I packed. So first section, what I actually used and would recommend. So number 1 is snacks. And I will say that our hospital actually had a really good food delivery service. So you could call a number and have food delivered, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for both mom and dad, which was great. The only thing is that it took like 45 minutes on average to get there. And if you are breastfeeding especially, the post-delivery hunger is so real. So having snacks on hand was super important, especially in the middle of the night when I was pumping. Like, I would just get so hungry. So specifically like granola bars and protein bars were big for me. And then just like salty snacks, sweet snacks, things that are just like really satisfying when you're extremely hungry, I would bring and have on hand. Because even if your hospital has a food service, the food might not get there fast enough. That was that was the case for me. Next is my hydro flask. So the hospital, I think, does give you those big water bottles that you always see like in movies or on other YouTube videos. Like, I always saw moms with these big hospital water bottles, but I brought my flask and I preferred that. Jonathan would fill my water with ice, and it just stayed really cold, and I liked that. So I would still bring a hydro flask or whatever type of water bottle you have. Okay, so next, little controversial, because when I watched videos like this from other moms, everyone talked about how you shouldn't bring, your own postpartum pads or diapers for yourself in recovery, because the hospital gives you so many great, I heard such good things about the underwear the hospital gives you and like the pads they give you, and to be honest, I thought that they were horrible. The underwear was like not durable, like it wouldn't stay on me, it would stretch out really easily. It's one size fits all, which I just think is not great for every woman. And then the underwear doesn't have padding in it, so they just gave you another pad that you had to like stick onto the underwear. And so I just only used that my whole 5-day stay. And when I got home, I started using my Depends underwear pads, and I wish that I used those the whole time in the hospital, because it's so much better. Like, the Depends you can buy in your size. I think it's like small, medium, large, and it's all in one. Like, it's a pad and underwear, which is so much easier than like putting on the hospital underwear and then the pad. So I don't know, I guess to each their own, but I wish that I just used my Depends panties the whole time I was in the hospital. Next is nipple cream. So the hospital does provide nipple cream to you, at least my hospital did. I would definitely still pack your own nipple cream, just because if like you're pumping in the middle of the night or breasting in the middle of the night and you want to put some cream on and you don't have any in your room for whatever reason. Like, I just liked that I had my own in case I needed it. I did try to use the hospitals as much as possible. I definitely recommend using what the hospital provides to you because you're already paying, or your insurance is already paying for the resources at the hospital, so use them. But I just liked having my own nipple cream. And there are a lot of options for nipple creams out there, so explore them and get the kind that you think will work best for you, because the hospital may have something that you don't like or whatever. So I would still recommend packing nipple cream even though the hospital provides it. Next is nursing tops. So I talked about this in that video showing what I packed, and I think I've talked about these tops in other videos too, but I did buy a few nursing like t-shirts from the brand Boob Design. I would recommend nursing t-shirts if you're someone that's a little bit more conservative. There are a lot of like nurses and people coming into your room post-delivery, and if you are breastfeeding and you don't want to be just, you know, completely topless, it's nice to have a little bit of coverage with those nursing tops. For me, honestly, I actually was topless like the whole time. I didn't care, and my babies were in the NICU, and even when I was in the NICU room, I was always just topless. Especially with twins, it was just too much for me to have a nursing top, but I would still recommend bringing it, again, if you're someone that likes a little bit more coverage. That's why I'm keeping it in this section of what I would recommend. However, I did not use my nursing tops. I wore them because they were really comfortable, but anytime I was pumping or breastfeeding, I would just be topless. Next is sweaters. So as I showed, I packed two like cardigan style sweaters that were open in the front. So not even zippers, they were just like flowy open sweaters that were comfortable and practical. I had been told by a NICU nurse that's a friend of ours that it is a great idea to pack open front cardigans because when you're breastfeeding in a hospital, it could be really cold, and it's a nice way to still be covered while you're breastfeeding your babies. And I think that's a great tip. On that note too, I wrote, even if you deliver in summertime, like you might think that you don't need a sweater, but hospitals again are really cold. Even if you live in a warm climate, like, I don't know, the hospital was cold. Very often I always had a sweater on. Next, I packed my cloud slides, and that's what I wore all day every day. I would highly recommend a comfortable pair of easy slide-on shoes. I had babies that were in the NICU, and when I would get to the NICU and I would get in the chair and I would start breastfeeding them, I liked that I could just take off my shoes and easily put them back on. So the cloud slides that everyone's heard of, whatever version you get, I think are perfect for your hospital stay. And then next, I would definitely recommend packing your skincare products. I loved that every morning when I was in the hospital, I took a shower and I did my skin routine. And I just packed like 3 or 4 products, like some oils, serums, moisturizer, just to really make myself feel like me. It's something that brings me joy in the morning. It's a part of my routine that kind of keeps me grounded. And so that was important for me. And even if you're not someone that does skincare constantly, it's a nice gift to yourself because your body is not really yours in the postpartum period. You're really busy, you're dedicated to your baby, so it's like 5 minutes where you can just have some you time if possible. It was a nice few minutes for mom while I was in the hospital. Next, dry shampoo. Highly recommend. I know I just mentioned that I showered every morning, but I did not wash my hair at all. I think actually out of the 5 days, maybe one day I decided to wash my hair, but it's so much work and I just couldn't be bothered. So I used dry shampoo, just threw it in my hair, kind of brought my hair back to life, and then my hair was up in a ponytail anyway because, you know, babies, your hair's always up in a ponytail. And then on that note, I did pack shampoo, conditioner, body wash, face wash, because as mentioned, one day I did do a full shower and washed my hair, and it was nice to have my own shampoo and conditioner. I don't think the hospital even offers that, but I did bring my own body wash. The hospital did provide body wash that I used around my incision, but it's nice to have my Dove like sensitive skin wash. And then face wash, I wash my face every day, and I'm happy that I packed that. So just like travel size face wash is easy to just throw in your bag. Also, I did pack body and hand lotion. That was also nice. I mean, hospitals are sterile and they're dry, and it just was nice. After my shower, I would put a little bit of lotion on me, especially my hands. I liked them to be soft for the babies, and so I would recommend lotion, hand and body. Next, a cozy robe. So you will have a gown like when you deliver and right after delivery. It's not a comfortable gown whatsoever. So as soon as I possibly could, I took that thing off and I put on my cozy, I have a muslin or the waffle material robe from Parachute, and I love it. It is so comfortable, and I would definitely recommend it if you are pregnant or in your postpartum or just in general. Like, you deserve this robe. It's a little bit of a splurge, but it's so good. And then I wrote chargers, so anything that you need charged, whether you bring your camera, laptop, phone, like, just remember chargers because that's important. And I would recommend getting long chargers. So I had read that that was important, and you know, it rung true because in the hospital the outlets were a little far away from my bed, so it was nice to have a long charger so I wasn't like, you know, unable to charge my phone and be on it at the same time. So long chargers, definitely recommend. And then portable sound machine. So I did link in that other video my favorite little portable sound machine from Target. It's called like the yoga something or whatever. If you want, I can link it again here, but it's in that video description. It's awesome. It has like 3 or 4 different sounds, and it was nice because the hospital is so loud the middle of the night. It doesn't matter, you're on a labor and delivery floor. People are going into labor all day, every day. So it was nice to be able to put on the sound machine, and it helped Jonathan and I sleep. And if you're lucky enough that you don't have babies that have to go to the NICU, you'll have your babies in the room with you, and it's nice to have the sound machine on for them too. Next, cozy clothes. So I talked about the types of clothes that I packed for my stay, and it was really just like tight spandex. So again, I had a C-section, and I read that it was really important and really essential for moms that have C-sections to wear tight clothing afterwards to just help suck you in. It feels good, the pressure on you. There's also that idea of ghost belly that I read about. So whether you had C-section or vaginal delivery, where you just feel a little bit empty in your belly because your babe or babies are no longer there. So it's like a nice comfort to have just tight clothing on your stomach. So I packed a ton of leggings, spandex shorts, you know, things that would really compress my belly. And then oversized tops were huge for me. I mean, you just gave birth, your body is a little bit different. It was nice that I wasn't feeling confined up top. So oversized shirts, sweaters, cardigans, really made the difference for me. And I would still recommend bringing a going home outfit for yourself. However, for me, I did not have like a going home moment from the hospital because our babies were in the NICU for 3 weeks. So I didn't wear my going home outfit, but I love the idea of treating yourself to a cozy, comfortable, nice outfit that you can wear, take a picture in when you bring your babies home. And the last thing that I would recommend is a nursing or hands-free pumping bra. There's great pumping bras out there that literally have just little slits in the nipple, and you stick the pump in and you don't have to do any work holding the pump. And that was a game changer for me in the hospital. Again, especially because I was pumping in front of so many people, nurses, doctors, whoever, and to have a little bit of coverage while pumping constantly was really nice. So highly recommend. There's great brands out there. Down below I'll link my favorite pumping bras. I have like 3 different brands that I use. I have like 6 pumping bras. I'm pumping all the time. That's it for that section. Moving to things that I did not use that I packed. And the first is makeup. So if you saw that other video of mine and you've already had a baby, you probably were laughing at me for thinking that I was going to be wearing makeup. And I even said it in the video that I know I probably won't use the makeup that I packed, but it was like a nice comfort to know, you know, if you're feeling good one day, maybe you want to take some pictures with your babies, I'll throw some makeup on. Absolutely not. Like, it's just so not a priority. I could have cared less about throwing makeup on. So that was a regret for sure. And then next, I did not use any of the baby clothes that I packed. So my experience, you know, my babies were in a NICU right away. They were in an incubator, like they were only in their diaper for the first few weeks of their life. So obviously I was not going to be using any of the clothes that I packed, and I probably should have known that, but I think I just was a little bit hopeful that I could put them in some clothes from home. So definitely still bring baby clothes. But for me, if I could do it over, I just wouldn't have wasted the space packing them. Also, diapers, wipes, etc., things that are you know, needed to care for your baby and their health, like, you don't need to pack. And again, I said that in the previous video that I knew that I probably wouldn't be using my own diapers, but I just wanted to bring it just in case. It was nice to have. However, the hospital provides all of that to you and you should use it because again, you're paying for it somewhere. So use everything that you can from the hospital. Next, really funny, I packed a huge thing of Tums because my pregnancy heartburn was so bad. I like couldn't even imagine a day that I wouldn't have heartburn again. And truly, the second I gave birth, like my heartburn went away. And it just blows my mind how our bodies are so quick to go back to normal after pregnancy. And I say that loosely. My body is still not back to normal, but it was as if, I don't know, the babies came out and my organs just started readjusting and my heartburn went away. And I just think that's so crazy. So I wish I didn't pack Tums because I didn't use them. I can't remember if Jonathan used them a few times or not, but pretty much I just didn't need them. Next is slippers. So I did pack my Cozy Barefoot Dreams slippers with all of the expectation in the world that I would be wearing them, getting myself cozy. No, there was no time to wear slippers because I always had my sandals on. I was always on the move. Like I was either up at the NICU, down at the floor. Like I wouldn't walk around the hospital in slippers. So I didn't ever wear them. It was kind of wasted space. Then next is a nail filer. So I was told by a lot of people that when your baby's born, their nails are going to be pretty long, they scratch themselves, and the hospital is not allowed to file their nails. So that's great. I think you should still pack a nail filer if you have a full-term baby, but little did I know that when you have preterm babies, their nails are just not, and maybe it's not the case for everybody, but my baby's nails were not long at all and they were not like sharp or anything. And so I didn't use the nail filer whatsoever. I also showed in that video that I packed the pH balance like wipes for your vagina. I packed those because I didn't know how I would feel post C-section showering. I didn't know if I would be able to get in the shower, and so I brought those wipes to kind of give myself a bath outside of the shower. I realized quickly that I had no problem showering post-delivery. So up to you if you want to still bring wipes like that. I think a lot of women do recommend it. However, for me, I had no problem showering, so I did not use the wipes. Last, I did not use any like pump parts from home. Like I had my own Spectra pump at home with all the different pump parts, and I left that all here because at the hospital they give you a hospital grade pump. They give you parts. They actually give you parts that you get to take home. So use those. Use up every single pump resource that the hospital has because it's there for you to use. For me, I wanted to bring my home pump at one point because I wanted the nurses to help me get used to it, but pumps are pretty similar. Like if the nurses help you with the hospital pump, you'll be able to learn how to use your pump at home, I would say. And there's YouTube videos everywhere for every pump. So don't waste the space in your bag is my recommendation. Last section is what I wish I used. So the first thing that I wish I packed is these things called Silverette cups, and I just started using them a few weeks ago and I really recommend them. So they're essentially these little silver discs that are meant to go over your nipples. You just take them and stick them over your nipple inside of a bra in between pumping and breastfeeding, and it just serves the purpose of healing your nipples naturally. It's like the healing properties of silver, I guess, is really good for nipple recovery. I don't understand it, but a lot of women swear by it, so I wanted to give it a go. And it's just really soothing. It's cool too because you can send the cups back when you're done breastfeeding. They will turn the silver into like a necklace with your baby's initial on it. They're a little expensive. It's like $60 for the cups, but I think it's super worth it. And I wish that I brought it with me to the hospital because it would have been nice in those first few days to use. Something else that I wish I used was my Depends underwear. I already mentioned this before, but I really, really wish that I had used that because it was just so much easier than the hospital underwear and pad situation, especially with a C-section where anything touching my midsection, anytime I bent down, it just hurt. So I wish I did the easy thing and just used my Depends, but I didn't. So lastly, I wish that I had brought a pillow or a blanket or something from home to help me be a little bit more comfortable and cozy in my hospital bed because, hate to say it, but hospital beds are not very comfortable, especially as a recovering mom. Like I just didn't think that it was very comfortable. It's nice that the hospital beds like you know, recline and decline and the legs go up and down. Like, that's very nifty, but the padding could be upgraded. I wish that I brought like a pillow for myself. The pillows were not very comfortable either there, and or a blanket or something. Just some sort of comfort to help me sleep at night would have been nice from home. And also Jonathan did say that he wishes that he had his pillow from home, because he stayed there 5 nights and slept on like a little cot bed they brought, and he said it would have been nice to have his pillow too. So we do wish that we both brought like a pillow or something from home. That's it for this video. So I do hope that it was helpful for you, whether you are a mom to be, or you're going to be pregnant down the line, God willing, or you've already been pregnant. Maybe this is relatable and bringing back memories of your time in the hospital, delivering your baby or babies. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with my hair. So yeah, that's it for this video. I think I'm gonna edit it quickly and like plop it up. I'm just kind of being really go with the flow with my YouTube channel right now, because I don't have a lot of free time. I miss filming, so I'm happy that I was able to sit down and put this together. I'm going to be, you know, starting back up with filming and vlogging and capturing my life now that I'm getting a little bit more comfortable in my new role as a mother. So look out for videos coming soon. Just thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you like this video and hit the subscribe button. You can turn on the little bell so you're notified when I post new videos. Again, just thank you all so much for sending love my way during this season of life, and I'll see you in my next video. I dare you to be wilder.